Yeah, there's no lyrics. It's just beats the entire time. Hey, now, say now, malababa, Hey, the bus alive. Hey, the bus alive.
Are we officially live, my guy?
OD.
I think we should get this link to the people on the
Send it to you
IG.
right now.
I
Send it to
can
you
get
right
it.
now.
I can get it.
Send it to
Don't
you
even
right now.
sweat
Send
it.
to you right now.
But right now, send it to you right now.
You need to hear it right now.
You're
Get you
rapping with the
right
vice now.
Hey,
We
send
about
it
to
to
get right now.
take back. Hey.
Send it tick back. Hey.
When someone says cop, you got it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, swirl ski.
So if you can't read the title by now, if you don't know now, you know. We're about to get studying. We're becoming personal trainers. We're fucking, and nothing better to study to than fucking lo-fi chick, lo-fi girly.
Lo-fi girly mother.
And she always studying.
Fuck,
She
girl.
always writing. She always on her grind. She ain't never left that spot.
Yeah. You think she's gonna pass her test or no? Whenever
think- I think
whenever
she's-
that may be.
I think she's passing all the tests.
100%. 100%. Yes. Yes.
Hey, and the comments are live and well in the chat.
100%. Yes. Yes.
She's always live too, 24/7. She don't stop. 15 mil subs. Everyone wants to see her just study. Speaking of studying, where is that book? Where is that bitch? So what I've been using lately, I've been using AI. I'm using some ChatGPT to help me out with a lot of things. I've been using it to help me study.
Why not? It's here to help, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you think
It's a
it's
tool.
controlling us or not, it's definitely helping.
It's a tool
In a
either
way.
way, and if you're not using it, you're losing it. So
Not using it, you're losing it. You're not using it, you're losing it. Schmoozing it. What's the name of that EDM song?
The Days by Notion.
The Days. Link is officially up, ladies and
Let's go.
Henelman, gentlemen. Julian Edelman. All right, let's see now. Vice in the back. Our live lo-fi girl is also live. That's all you need. Here we go. Back to it.
All right, bet. So we got some pages that we can look at and start going over. It's saying that a majority of the test is heavily on the first five chapters and the last 10 chapters. So chapters 1 through 5 and then 10 through 20. Or 80% of the exam.
Okay,
so
5 through 10.
5 through 10 probably isn't too, makes up a small amount. But
Okay.
let's get cracking. Page 130.
Page 130. Show them the book. Show them what we're getting into right now.
It's a hefty book.
That's hefty. I ain't skinny. We're starting page 130.
I'm just going to start at the beginning real quick. I just kind of want to read it.
Yeah, read that then. Yeah, let us know in the comments if you're a certified personal trainer, if you've studied
what
for
helped you?
the test, have you have any experience with this test? Let us know what helped you. What do you recommend? What do you don't recommend?
So it looks like section 1 or chapter 1 is a little more about the legal of the profession, most likely.
The legal.
So it
The
seems
legality of it all.
evidence-based practice, best external evidence, individual professional expertise, client values and expectations. It's a big Venn diagram. Understanding these principles requires fundamental knowledge of human anatomy and physiology, kinesiology, fitness assessments, fitness program design.
Get that light going. Shed some light on the situation.
For real. To that end, NASM recommends that all fitness professionals maintain a focus on evidence-based practice. People talk a lot about that, like science-based lifting versus just like anecdotal, just like being a gym bro.
Yeah.
So NASM, it would make sense that they focus more on evidence-based, science-backed. You know what I mean? And so the whole training model is off this OPT model, which stands for like optimal performance training, optimum performance training. Phase 1 is stabilization and endurance, or just stabilization endurance. Phase 2 is strength endurance. Phase 3 is muscular development. Phase 4 is maximal strength. Phase 5 is power, and they make it into like steps, so they kind of build off each other, which kind of makes sense. So I would assume first one, stabilization, is probably a lot more just like being able to focus on like your proprioception, your just like raw like athleticism, probably just like how well you can balance yourself in unbalanced situations.
Yeah.
And then phase 2 is strength endurance. So I wonder what that one's about. What does strength endurance mean? Just like how long, can you endure? How much can you endure physically?
Strength endurance. Yeah, just
overall endurance, stamina, probably. I would assume that's what that's about.
I think it's how long, like if you can squat 405, how many times, like, yeah, you're strong enough to do it.
That's more endurance, yeah.
But how many times can you do it?
Right.
Like you're lifting for strength.
Like maximal strength would be to be able to squat that much weight. But now how much can you endure, I guess? Just overall stamina.
Yeah.
That's probably what it's about.
Yeah.
So it's stabilizing, balance, and then stamina. And then muscular development, I would assume that would be hypertrophy. Being able to grow the size of the muscle.
Which you are a professional at.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And then phase 4, maximal strength, that's probably just loading up weight on the bar, being able to push max. And then power, I would assume just like that's probably like super athleticism stuff, like how much how fast can you run, how high can you jump, how much athleticism you have. So that's what I would assume it's about. The condition of a person's musculoskeletal system is directly related to the potential risk of injury. The more deconditioned a person is, the greater the risk of injury becomes. It is important to note that decondition does not simply mean that a person gets out of breath when climbing a flight of stairs or that they are overweight. Being deconditioned is a state in which a person may have a combination of muscle imbalances, poor flexibility. I'm just going to lower this a little bit. Person may have a combination of muscle imbalances, poor flexibility, insufficient endurance, or limited joint stability. So maybe that's what phase 1 stabilization is, just focus on the body feeling right, feeling stable. An integrated approach to exercise represents the inclusion of the following forms of training. We have flexibility and mobility, core strength and stability, cardiorespiratory, so yeah, your stamina, your cardio. Balance, plyometrics, speed, agility and quickness, resistance. Absolutely. All right. The current global state of health is a complex subject with many moving pieces, including factors that are often beyond the control of the individual, such as genetics, access to healthcare, access to preventative medicine, natural disasters, socioeconomic status, and the built, i.e., human-made environment. Yeah, absolutely. That's real shit right there. I would not expect that in this book. However, helping individuals start and motivating clients to succeed are two of the most valuable and rewarding aspects of being a fitness professional. Preventative efforts, including exercise and physical activity to reduce morbidity and mortality, are underutilized around the world. Yeah, absolutely. We know the progress, like that guy Jeff Nepper did a study with him and his brother. They both like locked in for a year, did the same workouts, see how much muscle they can gain. In the first 6 months, I think his brother gained like 12 to 15 pounds of just raw muscle. Just lifting for 6 months, you gain so much muscle.
Yeah.
Double digits in 6 months. That's like really not long. You
Put
just
on
get in the
muscle
gym.
easy.
Put on muscle easy, dude. Your muscles should get big. You just got to eat
It's
right.
consistent.
Yeah. So it's like, in that, having more muscle has literally never been a bad thing. Literally not a bad thing to have more muscle. It helps you reduce
I would
morbidity
argue-
and mortality.
Oh, true.
You know
Very
what I
true.
mean? You literally
you get
cannot
too
get as
bulky?
big as people think. It's hard. I've been lifting for
Without
10 years and
roids.
I'm really not bulky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to get,
You're not going
bulky.
to put on too much muscle unless you're juicing.
unless you're
crazy.
a genetic freak or juicing, you're not going to get bulky. You know, women
Yeah.
always talk about, oh, I don't want to get too big. Like, it's physically impossible for you to have an amount of muscle that isn't natural to your body unless you take performance enhancers, unless you are genetically, like, you know what I mean, just advanced. You know what I mean? Those
Yeah.
are two things you just can't control. Well, you can control taking steroids, but for sure you cannot get too bulky. So people, that's crazy that people.
That's a myth. That's kind of.
It's really a myth.
Yeah.
It really is a myth.
All right. Which of the following methods provides for the most secure, reliable delivery of laboratory results? See, like, these questions are crazy.
What would that have to do with fucking NASM? Which of the following methods provides for the most secure, reliable delivery of laboratory results? Well, electronic is probably not the most reliable because you know that shit can get hacked. Courier delivery is probably
fax,
how we
no?
do it. Verbal reports, that's not how that works. You ever play telephone? Fax, I mean, who uses a fax printer anymore? I'm going B.
I'm going D. Let's go.
How the fuck is a fax?
Let's go.
But whatever. A phlebotomist should instruct a patient to take which of the following actions when providing a sputum specimen. How does this have to do with fitness?
Yeah, let's see. Is there anything else?
Go on
Sure.
ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT real quick.
Ask the chat.
ChatGPT is pretty good about it. This process is called homeostasis, in which the human body continually strives to maintain a relatively stable equilibrium in relation to the surrounding environment, the regular task it is required to perform. Homeostasis is, just how you regulate your bodily temperature. It's like when you get a flu and your temperature goes up. Just how your body maintains. Spectrum of health: positive health, better health, freedom from sickness, unrecognized sickness, mild sickness, severe sickness, death. Jesus. Good spectrum. Every single day. All right. Acute versus chronic disease. We know acute diseases are small, short term, not too serious. Chronic disease is a problem because it's something that keeps reoccurring. It's a recurring issue.
Yeah.
An acute medical event or disease is any medical condition that occurs suddenly and can be treated and healed in a short period of time. A chronic disease is a medical condition that persists for a long duration or cannot be cured altogether, typically lasting for 3 months or more. Damn. So over 3 months is a chronic disease. That could be a question they ask. Research has shown that the two overwhelming leading preventable causes of death in modern society are smoking tobacco and being either overweight or obese. Wow. That's crazy.
here we go. ChatGPT made us a test.
Dude, 10 million people die of fucking ischemic heart disease. That's crazy.
It's a lot of people every year, or
I don't know what
per year.
it looked like that year that they did this study, which was 2009.
Which energy system is primarily used during a 100-meter sprint? This is more like it. I say D, aerobic. Oh no.
Wait, what does it say?
So I'll cover this.
Which
answer.
energy system
is primarily used during a 100-meter sprint?
All right, so you need.
A, oxidative.
I'm
B,
gonna go ATP PC because you need quick sugar.
Yeah, it's ATP PC.
Is it ATP PC?
You knew it. You guessed it.
Yeah. Hello. Hey, what's up? You go to the beach?
Shout out.
Hells yeah. We're studying the NASM. Are you gonna be a personal trainer with us or what? We're gonna start our own business. Let's go. What's the second question?
Which muscle acts as a agonist during a barbell bench press?
Okay, so an agonist is something that is working with you. An antagonist, like a villain, someone against
Works
you.
against you.
So during a barbell bench press, you're mainly focusing on your chest. Latimus dorsi, you're not really working your lats in a bench, not necessarily. Your pec major is the primary, so it wouldn't be an agonist, right? C, your deltoid, that could be it, maybe. Oh, but no, D is your triceps. Okay, so let's think about this. It's either C or D, because obviously when you're benching, you're using your front delt, but you're not really using your whole shoulder.
I think we got the meaning of agonist wrong because the answer is B.
Wait. Let me explain. Wait, what?
I know what you're saying, but
What's up?
the answer is B.
What's this? Oh, dude, this is dope as hell. Thank you.
Dope lighter.
So look up what an agonist means then, because I thought that meant it was a helper. I was gonna go with I think I was gonna go triceps low key because your tris, that's how you extend a bench press, you know?
Yeah. Substance which initiates the physiological response when combined with a receptor.
A muscle whose contraction moves a part of the body directly.
So it initiates it. So that's the first. That's like the primary.
Damn, I'm a bot then. So yeah, it would be your chest. I don't know. Why did I think an agonist was like not what it was?
No, the way you described it made a lot of sense too. So
because I would feel like you would just call
that's just a. We just need to know what agonist means.
I guess that's true. Whatever. What's
we
the next
still
question?
know the answer. All right, 3. What type of muscle action occurs when a muscle shortens? A, isometric.
Oh, that's
B, eccentric.
that's contraction.
C, concentric.
Concentric, yeah.
Yeah, it's C. All right. 4. Which of the following characteristics of type 1 muscle fibers? Fatigue quickly, high power output, large in size, high oxidative capacity.
Type 1, I think, is slow twitch, right? So if it's slow twitch, that means you're not as powerful, not as explosive.
So what's not B. Are they large in size? Probably, right, if they're slower.
High power output. Not high power output, large in size, or D. What is D? High oxidative capacity. You definitely can fatigue more quickly when you're type 2, so it's not high power output. It's either C or D, high oxidative capacity. So what's the opposite? So type 1, you're fast, you're explosive. Opposite of that would be stamina. So you probably have high capacity. I guess D. I would go D.
Correct.
But it could be, yeah.
Type 1 fibers are slow twitch,
Yeah.
fatigue resistant, and use oxygen efficiently.
Hell yeah. I don't think I don't think your fiber type depends on how large the muscle is, because that's hypertrophy. So D would make sense. Yep. I feel like through deductive reasoning, you could really pass this test.
Definitely.
Because the things just, you know what I mean? Oh, look at this. We got arteries.
Which system is responsible for long-term control of blood pressure and metabolism? A, muscular, B, nervous, C, endocrine, D, skeletal. I say B, nervous.
Which system is responsible for long-term control of blood pressure and metabolism? Blood pressure.
Can't be the skeletal because that's your bones. It's not really working on the blood. Endocrine is your hormone system, so maybe, but I don't know. Nervous system, probably not, because that would be your like lymph nodes. Muscular system. Well, I think it's either A or C. I'm gonna go A.
Yeah, I think A.
Fuck.
C. Endocrine system regulates long-term processes through hormone release.
Yeah, I fucking knew it. Fuck. I knew that one. Damn it. I'm a fucking loser. But hey, that's why we're here. We're
That's
studying.
why we're here.
We're studying.
Which postural distortion pattern is characterized by an anterior pelvic tilt?
So anterior pelvic anterior pelvic tilt you see a lot with women usually. I don't know if it's because they force it or if that's because they're naturally that way, but when women stick out their butts a lot when they're in their fitness stuff, that is causing that anterior pelvic tilt, which is usually something within your hip flexor, abdomen, quad area. It usually has to do with that. So is that what it's asking? Which muscles?
It's what
Which postural?
postural distortion pattern is characterized by an anterior pelvic tilt?
I don't even know what these mean. Lower crossed syndrome, upper crossed syndrome, pronation distortion. Well, pronation is being able to like supinate, like you're holding the bowl of soup. Pronate because you're lying prone. So it can't be that. It has nothing to do with your fucking hips. Lateral tilt.
Lower crossed.
Lateral tilt. It's definitely, it's clearly anterior pelvic tilt, so it's definitely a tilt, but lateral would be from the side. I don't think your hips would do that. Can't side tilt, it's a front tilt. Because
Well, it depends which way you're looking at it.
it's the lower butt coming out while the hip flexors come in, so you see what I'm saying? So
Depends which way you look at it, though. If you look from the side.
I'm going A. I like A. Fuck it.
A makes sense. A.
All right,
Bang. Lower cross syndrome often involves tight hip flexors and lumbar extensors.
Tight hip
You
flexors.
called it.
Exactly.
What is the purpose of the overhead squat assessment? It assesses VO2 max to
No.
identify movement dysfunctions. Yes. To test cardiovascular endurance.
The overhead
to
squat is
measure
not an endurance activity.
It's B.
Can you turn it this way a little bit, please?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. Let me move this out the way. Shit. Okay. Which is the purpose of the overhead squat assessment? VO2 max would be something like a full sprint, how fast you can go, because that's your oxygen levels, how much lungs can you get, how much air can you get in your lungs. B, to identify movement dysfunction.
That's the answer.
Could be B, because obviously an overhead squat is going to rely on so many joints, your shoulders, your knees, your hips.
We actually did this at ASU.
Word. To test cardiovascular endurance, yeah, it's not C. To measure muscle mass, yeah, no, that's an obvious B. That's crazy. C, why can't they all be like that?
Take that. Yeah,
That's so crazy.
Most of them are like that, I think.
Which compensation is most likely if the feet turn out during an overhead squat?
Feet turn out.
All right, a glute medius, that's your butt. I don't know if your glutes would have an effect on your feet, so I'm gonna get out of there. Overactive soleus. Your calves could be affecting your feet for sure. They're obviously connected right there. It's maybe B. C, underactive adductors. So your hip, that's the muscles in your inner thigh that add towards the body, right? So if those are overactive, I would assume that, I don't think those would have anything to do with your feet. Underactive hip flexors. Yeah, I don't think your hip flexors would have anything to do with your feet either. It seems like
I might say A, though. C.
It's either C or B. I think I'm going to go B. You go C. Let's find out.
Let's find out. B.
Soleus. Soleus is your calf muscle. It only makes sense because your feet are obviously connected through your calves. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could see the adductor thing because like your knees cave in maybe, right? And like that's the thing, and like in reality, it could be a lot of fake. Like you know what I mean?
Right. Everyone's
This is
body's
just-
different.
Right. This is just textbook shit. So like, this is probably just
Grain of
generally
salt.
speaking.
Grain of salt.
Yeah. But
Which
our
one?
minds are in the right place.
Yes. Which heart rate training zone is best for building aerobic endurance? 3, I believe.
I don't really know the zones well.
I think 5 is like you're killing yourself. 1 is chill. 2 is a little faster. 3 is where you want to be. 4 is like exerting high effort. And 5 is like the top of
I'm
the
gonna go zone 1. I don't really know this answer. I'm just guessing.
B, zone 2. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know my zones at all, so we gotta study that. So zone 2 is building aerobic endurance. Okay, I should remember that. So I wonder how that works. I wonder what the other zones are. How many zones do you think there are? 6? 5?
I don't know. I think. Yeah, I actually don't know. 5 or 6.
We'll check after this. Which site is not used to measure body fat with skin fold calipers in the 4-site method for men? Skin fold calipers in the 4-site method. Fuck, I did this in college.
What's a suprailiac? Suprailiac.
Oh, I didn't even look at that. Super iliac, that's in your hip.
I feel that would be it.
They definitely do your chest.
Thighs and abs, definitely.
I don't think they do C.
I agree.
They do for women though.
C, yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's a site for women, not men. Yes.
You got it. Easy.
Bet. I haven't done that in so long.
What is the recommended rest interval for muscular endurance training?
Ooh, okay. So if you're training for stamina, you probably want to have a rest interval between 30 to 60 seconds. Because usually if you go higher, like over a minute or 3 to 5 minutes, that's like you do a set of squats, 5 reps, heavy. Now you chill for 5 minutes, get yourself well rested, and then you go back and you do it again. If you went quickly, you're you're gonna gas out.
So either A or B.
It's annoying that they pick A because 0 to 90 seconds. That's so broad.
Right.
I'm gonna get rid of that 0 and doesn't even exist. I'm gonna assume that's like 60 to 90. I'm gonna go B, 30 to 60.
All right. A is short. It's really short to maintain volume.
I see. Yeah, like 0 would be better than 30, but like you're
It's
giving me
just
this.
a better.
You're giving me. Yeah, I hope that's a dumb question. I hope they don't ask it that way. I hope that's just like a Chat GPT mess up.
Yeah.
Because like that's like kind of not fair, but whatever. In the OPT model, which phase includes supersets of strength and stabilization exercise?
No idea.
Hold on, let's think about it. Strength and stabilization. So we know phase 1. Let's go back. We know phase 1 is stabilization. Stabilization endurance. So a superset of strength and stabilization exercise. I don't think you're going strong on phase 1, so I don't think it's phase 1. Phase 2 is now strength endurance. So I could see that being a strength and stabilization exercise. It's right after the stabilization phase, and now you're trying to focus on strength.
That makes
So
a
high
lot of
chance it's B.
sense.
C is phase 3. Phase 3 is muscular development.
No.
I mean, you could grow muscle that way, but like I don't think that's the primary.
Not in the textbook.
Right, not textbook ways. Now 4 is maximal strength, which has nothing to do with stabilization realistically. So I don't think it'd be
Then
D. So
B
I think
makes the most
B
sense.
would make the most sense.
Let's see. It's B.
Let's go.
Nice.
Huge.
All right. Right where we need to be. Which exercise regression would be appropriate for a client who struggles with a standard push-up? Medicine ball, stability ball, knee push-up, cable chest press. C, knee push-up.
I would
That would be the textbook answer, I think.
I would, yeah, a medicine ball push-up would be way more difficult. Stability ball push-up, way more difficult. So it's not A or B. A cable chest press is not a bad place to start because, like, here's the only thing I
True.
don't like about a knee push-up. Yes, it's much easier than a regular standard push-up, but, like, some people might not be able to do a knee push-up still because it's still, like, a lot of your body weight. With a cable chest press, you're able to, like, make the weight whatever you want, and it's a little more controlled.
I see what you're saying.
So I would, in reality, I'd probably go D, but textbook is probably
Textbook
C.
is probably C.
So we'll go C.
C, nice.
Yeah. Because, like, imagine you have, like, a client that's, like, 70. You have them do a knee push-up, but they can't do a regular push-up.
Yeah.
They're probably not going to be able to. So you probably have to start them with a cable. That's the thing. Real world, it's probably much different. But, like, obviously textbook. We gotta think of the textbook answer.
Absolutely.
What rep range is optimal for hypertrophy? 6 to 12. Everyone
6
knows
to
that
12.
one. So 1 to 3 and 4 to 6, I
Yep.
feel like are usually
Strength
more
growers.
strength, and then 6 to 12 is usually that sweet spot for hypertrophy, and then 12 to 20 is usually the sweet spot for endurance, right? That's usually what
Yep.
they say. But realistically, you can gain muscle in all of those rep ranges. It's just C is the textbook answer, right? It's the more commonly,
Absolutely.
produced way.
Which type of resistance training involves performing one set of each exercise with little rest between sets?
That's got to be a superset, right? No rest between sets. You go superset.
But I think it would
Circuit.
specify 2 different exercises.
Right. So circuit is performing one set of each exercise.
Oh,
So that,
each.
so that must be multiple, right? So that
Circuit.
circuit would make sense.
Circuit makes sense.
Yes.
See, nice.
Circuit training. Hell yeah.
See, these, now we're in our bag.
This really overall is, like, not difficult. It's just, like, like you said, we don't really know the terminology. We don't really know the vocab. That's why I kind of wanted to read over this book and, like, learn the vocab, learn the terminology. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They talk about cholesterol in this, which is pretty interesting. They talk about how to. They talk about the formula to calculate your BMI. I wonder if that would be a question. Because BMI is just your weight in kgs, which is 1 pound is 2.2 kg, and then height in meters squared. Height meters squared. So how do you go from feet to meters? What's that? Every 3 feet is 1 meter, right?
About.
Just
Give
about,
or
give or
take.
take. Well, either way, you should be able to. They should give you, like, a fucking, what's it called? Fuck, can't even think of it. When you convert conversions, they should give you a conversion table. If they don't, that's fucked up.
Need that.
Yeah, I mean, but BMI is also kind of That's funny that that's still a textbook thing, because BMI is also a very, like, not accurate way of determining someone's physical fitness, because I'm technically overweight for my BMI because I'm shorter, but I have a lot of muscle.
Yeah.
You know what I
Everyone's overweight according to that.
Right. That's what I mean, is, like, the BMI scale is not the best way to.
It said you should be like, if you're like 6'4", they say you should be 150.
Because I'm like 28 or 27 BMI. And that is known as overweight.
Yeah, which
But I'm
is crazy.
clearly not overweight. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? They just don't. It just doesn't take into account your, like, muscle. Your overall, like, body composition. That's the only problem with BMI. But it's just funny that they still use that as, like, a gold standard after all these years. When we know heart disease, strokes, heart attacks, heart failure, heart valve problems, arrhythmias, ischemic heart disease, atherosclerosis, these are all probably leading causes of death due to poor fitness. You know what I mean?
Poor fitness.
Due to poor, blood circulation, because you don't have the muscle to pump the cardio endurance to pump the blood, Physical activity refers to the movement that expands energy, such as walking, yard work, recreational sports, or playtime. So really just getting any type of physical.
Get that physical now.
Hypertension is when you have high blood pressure and you're at risk for heart disease and stroke. Systolic. All right. So blood pressure is a
Yep.
fraction. Which one is systolic? Which one is diastolic? Top or bottom? Which one's systolic?
Systolic is top.
Hell yeah. And then the best way to remember that is diastolic is at the bottom because denominator. Numerator top, denominator D.
Denominator D.
Diastolic. That's how I remembered it.
Dude, you could take this test right now.
I think I would be
You would be.
close. I think I could pass
You could pass
it.
or be close.
I think I could be
to
close.
passing.
I don't want to say because I don't. There were some things that stumped me on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
But
that was just weird worded.
I did study. I did to get a degree in biology, so it's not like
Right, you know what you're
it's
talking
outside of my realm. You know what I
about.
mean? But yeah, normal blood pressure is always between 120, 80, systolic, diastolic. Anything over 130 is considered like elevated, pretty high. Stage 1 hypertension, 130 to 139. Stage 2 hypertension is 140 or higher. And then after that, you're having a heart attack. Good or
Yeah,
bad cholesterol.
don't want that.
Well, this is a good one. Because you know how people always talk about getting bad cholesterol and like not to eat too much of it, but I think that's kind of a myth sometimes. I don't know, that could be a conspiracy, but I think sometimes it's a myth. I eat eggs. I eat so many eggs and red meat. I feel fine. But there are two main types of cholesterol. I feel fine. There are two main types of cholesterol in the body: low density lipoprotein (LDL), which I think is the good considered. I think that's the good cholesterol, and then high density lipoprotein (HDL) is LDL cholesterol is sometimes referred to as bad cholesterol. Okay, tends to increase the risk of cardiovascular disease. LDL specifically are the form of cholesterol that makes up the plaque that clogs arteries. Ideally, LDL levels should be within less than 100 milligrams per deciliter, mg/dl. HDL cholesterol, on the other hand, is sometimes referred to as good cholesterol. So high density lipoprotein, you want it to be high density, does not have the tendency to clog arteries like LDL cholesterol does. And in fact, actually helps remove some LDL. Okay. A normal level for HDL is 60 mg/dl. I think that could be a question. Just some anatomy, just some things, for. We got glucose, insulin resistance. Obviously, the glycolysis is how you break down ATP because glucose is just sugar. Glucose is made of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. ATP is what creatine helps you create more of. That's why creatine is such a well-researched drug, not even a drug, but like well-researched supplement, and it's so good because it helps you just get more ATP. Diabetes is a disease that impacts the body's ability to properly metabolize carbohydrates and glucose. This is a state called insulin resistance. So I think that's why when you have more muscle, you become more resistant.
To diabetes.
I believe so, yeah.
Type shit.
Once your cells have become insulin resistant, a person is said to have developed type 2 diabetes. Correct. Type 2 diabetes is the one that's usually when you're overweight, unhealthy, and once you gain more muscle, you become less resistive. I think that's your cells are able to process insulin better. Cancer is a disease where cells in the body grow abnormally, often creating tumors that can grow aggressively and damage the body. That's really what cancer is. It's just like metastasizing in a limited resource. So your body just eating itself essentially. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, is an umbrella term for chronic respiratory dysfunctions that are characterized by increased breathlessness, airflow limitation, and accelerated decline of lung function. Endorphins. One way regular exercise helps reduce stress is by the brain releasing endorphins. Interesting. And you release endorphins when you exercise.
OD.
Because that's the endocrine system, working.
That's that serotonin.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I hope it kind of goes into that a little more specifically because I don't really understand all the hormones. Skeletal muscle development and maintenance is vital to ensure the optimal health. Yeah, we have 3 types of muscle. We have skeletal muscle, smooth muscle, which is mainly organs, and then cardiac muscle, which is only heart. So your heart has its specific own muscles. You know what I mean? That's separate, and that's why if you have a stroke, it's hard for you. Like you can die because if you get scar tissue on your heart, it can't regenerate. You know what I mean? Because it's cardiac muscle. It gets scarred. You know, it's its own muscle. It's very unique that way.
That's crazy.
So that's why you got to take care of yourself. That's why you have to exercise. That's why you have to fucking
Eat right.
take care of you. Like what's the saying where it's like, if you're healthy, you have a million problems, but if you're unhealthy, you have one problem.
You have one problem.
You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Two of the most common issues at the foot and ankle complex include ankle sprains and plantar fasciitis. An ankle sprain occurs when a person's ankle is rolled, twisted, or turned, which results in the stretching or tearing of the ligaments that hold the bones of the ankle together. Dude, sometimes I feel like I get plantar fasciitis. It involves inflammation of the tissue on the bottom of the foot that connects the heel bone to the toes. I definitely get that sometimes. I'm just on my feet a lot. Patellar tendonitis, anterior cruciate ligament tears, shout out ACL, and medial collateral ligament tears, MCL, shout out.
Shout out.
That's all knee dysfunction. That's all. You learn a lot about in crazy sports. Shoulder impingement syndrome. Shoulder problems may be due to the instability of the shoulder joint or impingement of the soft tissue or bony structures of the shoulder. Yeah, that's where a lot of people get like bursitis, which is just like abnormal growth of the bone around your shoulder, and it like causes fucking.
That shit's fucked up.
Yeah, that's why you gotta take care of yourself. You gotta do your shoulder work. I try to do a lot of like dead hangs from a bar, and just hold it. And I feel like that helps decompress me, open up my shoulders a lot. You know.
Open them Johns up.
Open them Johns up now. All right, now it looks like more like legal professionalism stuff. Easy chapter 1 done. Bang. Damn, they have so many references. That's crazy. All right, chapter 2, the personal training profession. Let's get into it. I didn't realize there was types of health clubs. There's low cost, mid-market, premium, nonprofit. Employment options, studio or health club, traveling to clients' homes, online coaching, organizational wellness. Yeah, online has definitely been interesting, huh? High intensity interval training. How would you describe high intensity interval training, TV? What makes it highly intense?
You just go hard in time intervals.
Yep, that's pretty good.
Intense fashion.
Yeah, so it says right here, an exercise training method defined by intervals of near maximal intensity broken up by relatively short rest periods. So kind of like circuit training.
Shout out the boys at F45.
Shout out the boys, we're coming for you.
Yes, sir.
This is adjacent careers, writer or blogger. Writes fitness-related content that is relevant to specific demographics for online resources or print magazines. Hell yeah. Sick. Education. What you think about Lo-Fi Girl?
Lo-Fi Girl's the GOAT.
These beats have been hitting.
100%. Hit a yes real swift.
Yeah, go for it. Hey. Oh, if I had a digital version of this, I could put it up on the screen, but I bought the hardcover instead because I thought it would be more intimate or just easier to read. I think I kind of always have done the physical book, so I feel like that's always been pretty good for me. Bum, bum, hey, hey. Open-ended questions, work on the floor, yeah, this stuff I don't think you need to know too much of. SWOT analysis, what is that? SWOT stands for, or SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Professional development technique that helps individuals identify their personal strengths and weaknesses. Okay. SWOT. SWOT, 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 SWOT. Hey, hey, hey. And we're done with chapter 2, TB. Now we're on chapter 3. The psychology of exercise. Interesting. I kind of like that. The role of psychology in fitness and wellness
You're
is
gonna ace
extremely
this
important.
test.
Dude, we're gonna use this test. Can deal with several topics.
I only need the fake one.
True. Essentially.
Same with you. I mean, you don't even need one. You have a bio degree.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
trumps it.
what I personally, how I think of things like this, something like fitness, I think you just gotta live it. Yeah, you can have a certification, but like if you
Life experience is way more than like a resume.
yeah, I think
know?
if you really live this life, like you think like same with like yoga teachers or like, you know, meditative people, like you don't really need a certification for these things. It's just like you need to practice this daily.
Yeah,
You need to
just
be an
need the
advocate.
experience. You need.
Yeah, like I would way rather trust somebody that's literally been at fitness for their whole entire life. They've practiced it every day. They've dedicated their life to it, but didn't get a certification, than someone that just got a certification, like right out of school or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, not saying that they can't be good or that they are not, you know, going to bring quality. I just think that you really got to live this. You really got to talk the talk, walk the walk.
100%.
You know what I mean? Because if you're not practicing the fitness every single day, but you can study a test and pass, like,
It's just like
there's
they
just
say,
a difference. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they say with real estate. It's like you just have to pass the test, and then you don't use any of the information, and you just. It's just a test that you gotta get
Have some
by,
berries,
you know?
TB.
High in fiber, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Eat it every day. Thank you.
Absolutely. I kind of like them a little sour.
Yeah, I love the sour berry. Can't beat it.
Motivation is a term used to describe the intensity and direction of someone's effort. Definitely. Whereas intensity refers to the amount of effort. Expanded in direction refers to whether or not someone seeks out a behavior. Socioeconomic status, we talked about this, how it plays a role on outside factors, things you can't control. Culture, surrounding environment. When people are not motivated to do something, it is referred to as a motivation. Yeah, like the opposite. Extrinsic motivation, intrinsic motivation, we know the deal. We've been there before.
Those berries are fuego.
Yeah, they're pretty good. The raspberries are a little mushy though.
Still tastes good though. Ain't no problem.
Mm-hmm. I have a section about placing goals, keeping them realistic. Social support refers to the intentional actions taken by people to assist others in achieving a specific behavior. So that's peer pressure, right? How do the people around you feel about your goals, right? If like people are
What's the art of peer pressure? Shout
art of
out
peer
Kendrick.
pressure, shout out Kendrick. If people around you are kind of like shitting on it, you're probably like less likely to do it, right?
Yeah.
But if people around you are more supportive, then you're just gonna do it more and more. You know what I mean? You just feed off each other. Social physique anxiety. This is interesting. A specific form of anxiety that occurs in individuals who perceive that others could be negatively evaluating their physique. Is that just body dysmorphia, essentially? Or is body dysmorphia a little different?
Maybe this is like gym specific because like they say physique rather than like body. So I guess it's like
You're wondering how other people view your body. I think body dysmorphia is how you see your body versus how other people view your body. Probably, right? That would make more sense.
maybe.
Body dysmorphia is more self-image, and then social physique anxiety is how people view your image.
Yeah.
That,
So
I would assume that's how you differ it.
so it's anyone who's ever gone to the gym type shit.
Correct. Yeah.
It's like,
Absolutely.
yo, do they think do they think I look big?
Well, like, think about even in fucking bodybuilding competition. Bodybuilding competition is strictly who thinks I look the best. Subjective.
Yep.
But powerlifting is, am I lifting this weight or fucking not? You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah, for sure, social physique anxiety is 100% just your, like, kind of, your
You're just getting in your head.
insecurity, essentially. Yeah.
You're just
it's
insecure,
how people, you're letting people feel about you.
which is something as a personal trainer we would not let our
No, it's,
trainees.
comparison is the
get
thief
that.
of joy.
Comparison's the
100%.
thief of joy.
It would be ridiculous. I mean, obviously, it'd be unrealistic to assume you wouldn't let others' opinions or things affect you, but like, you got to be stronger than that.
Gotta be strong on that.
You got to be stronger than that. As physical activity decreases, social physique. As physical activity decreases, social physique anxiety increases, which would make sense because if you're not exercising, you're gonna feel bad about yourself.
Yep.
Ambivalence happens when someone has mixed feelings about a situation. Describes a person's state of mixed feelings about a situation. Okay, I did not know the definition of ambivalence. Interesting to know. Instrumental support describes the actual actions of a person that helps another person engage in a behavior. Overall emotional support is considered very important for people to start and continue with an exercise program. Oh yeah. How important is it to have your homies fucking lift you up? You know what I'm saying?
People around definitely help.
Empathy, the ability to identify with another person's feelings, attitudes, or thoughts. That's huge as a trainer, right? You definitely need to have empathy, have
You need to see their perspective.
Exactly.
Precisely. Precisely.
Companionship, support, informational support, just overall support, I think. Regardless of exercise or whatever it is you're doing, just having support around you is huge. The psychological benefits of exercise: it promotes a positive mood, for sure, because endorphins,
Yep.
hormones, improves self-esteem and body image, definitely. The more you exercise and you feel your body feels better and it looks better, because a lot of people, I think, focus on the scale a little more than the mirror. You know, you're going to look different after 6 months of exercising, you gain 15 pounds of muscle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you do that, they call that newbie gains. Like, you're more susceptible to gaining more in the early months than you are.
Because your body's
new to it.
stunned.
Yeah, exactly.
New to it.
So you definitely gain some self-esteem, some confidence, and being able to be disciplined. You know what I mean? Sleep apnea. In patients being treated with exercise for sleep apnea, symptoms were shown to improve with increased physical activity. So they treated sleep apnea with exercise, and it was shown to improve their increased physical activity helped improve sleep apnea. And sleep apnea is a disorder in which a person's breathing repeatedly stops and starts, which disrupts the body's natural sleep cycle. Damn. Yeah, they wear those like Darth Vader masks to breathe. So dude, even that, just exercise can help you fucking sleep better at night. Like, so many things that helps prevent. And doctors don't prescribe that shit. Doctors give you fucking blood pressure medication, which makes you fucking impotent and lose your fucking hair. You know what I mean? Like, due to widespread failure to engage in. All right, we're on chapter 4, behavioral coaching. Due to widespread failure to engage in, maintain, or achieve adequate amounts of physical activity. Can't talk today. How can successful certified personal trainers work with clients to educate them on the advantages of exercise behavior, and long-term adherence? Adherence is the level of commitment to a behavior or plan of action. True? Yeah, like, what is going to make it the most accessible way to adhere? Making eye contact, if culturally accepted. You probably can't make too much eye contact in Compton.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely certain scenarios you don't want to make eye contact with people.
Yeah, right. Autonomy, acting in accordance with how one wants to behave. You know, sovereignty. We talk about that a lot. Intrinsic motivation, where people engage in activity or behavior because they feel a sense of satisfaction. What determines participation in exercise? Autonomous motivation. You know, essentially just being consistent. Planning, a concrete representation of when and where your activities will occur. Attitudes, the degree to which a person has a favorable or unfavorable evaluation of the behavior of interest. Yeah, behavior is everything, right? How you're gonna act when shit sucks and you feel like shit and you're sore and life sucks. Are you gonna show up or are you gonna bitch? You know?
It's all about choices.
I really think you can weed out some weak motherfuckers with just exercise. See who shows up the next day.
Very
you know
true.
What I'm saying? And if you don't fucking show up the next day, I don't want you on the fucking team.
Don't fucking want them.
Yeah, because you're just gonna fucking jump ship when shit sucks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you had a kid like that on the ball team, what are you doing? How do you help that kid, or do you not?
You don't, because he shows
zero coachability.
He just shows that he doesn't want it. If he doesn't want it, then we don't want him.
Then we don't want him.
It's that simple.
You gotta want it intrinsically. Yeah, I do kind of like that they talk about the psychology or the ideology of it. Yeah, kind of talking about you can only lead a horse to water, you know.
Can't make him drink, nah.
Can't make him drink, nah. Provide empathy. Empathy is huge. You know, you gotta be able to see perspective. I like that they talk about that. Closed-ended questions, open-ended questions. Active listening, reflective listening. Yeah, it just seems this is probably how you are personable with your clients. How can you resonate with them? Affirmations, motivational.
Easy shit.
Yeah.
Comes natural.
I mean, if you're just a decent human being, you can probably understand this.
Right.
You know. which I guess is not a common thing nowadays, huh?
Common sense ain't common.
Change commitment check. SMART goals. SMART. It looks like it's an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So that might be a question that comes up. You know, like, what's an acronym for SMART? So yeah, a SMART goal would be specific. You know, you're not just randomly doing shit. Measurable. There's definitely a gauge, a barometer. Attainable. Realistic, I would say. That's what realistic is, attainable. Like, it's, those go hand in time. You give yourself a time span to when you can reach it. I think, like, that isn't always necessary for goals, because sometimes some of the best goals are the super out there ones. You know what I mean?
It might take a little longer.
Might be not realistic, but who cares?
Yeah.
It's my fucking goals. I can do what I want. But these are definitely smart, where you're keeping it realistic. Yeah, clearly defined, objectively measured. It's for sure achievable. It's realistic, and you give yourself a time limit to track your goals. Hey. We got to wrap on one of these beats at the end.
Facts.
Self-talk. Here we go. Internal dialogue in which the individual interprets feelings and perceptions, regulates and changes evaluations and convictions, and gives himself or herself instructions and reinforcement. Always positive self-talk.
Mandatory.
Mandatory. Are we writing these down? Oh, no, you're doing the...
No.
Hell yeah. That actually looks pretty fucking legit.
I'm trying. But look, the preview looks tough.
Damn, that actually looks really good. Fucking good, Ty.
Run on the app.
Fuck, Ty. So when you put the songs in order, what does that mean?
I don't know. That was just like top 5 songs that I liked.
Oh, where? You did top 5? Let's go.
Which, I mean, it could be anything. But dude, just a couple paragraphs. A little list.
You like Good Kid? I feel like
I liked Good Kid.
Is Lady Gaga and Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe?
That's what this list that I pulled up said. It might have been...
No way.
Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe. He's featuring Lady Gaga.
Hold on, I'll give you my top 5 of Good Kid, Mad City right now. Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe is definitely one. I gotta put Backseat Freestyle, actually.
Mm.
How the fuck is Lady Gaga is not
That might be...
That's crazy.
Bull Squat.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go Swimming Pool, Mad City, Money Trees, Art of Peer Pressure, Backseat Freestyle, Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe. So I'm doing a top 6. I don't give a fuck. Poetic Justice is sick, but I'll leave that at the top. Oh wow, I just fucking, that's crazy. Section 3. Now this is where we get through chapters 5 through 10. Section 80. They say these aren't that important on the test. I don't really know. But we'll just jump through for now.
You're going to ace this test. You know everything in this book.
Maybe. I'd say I know a decent amount, but I don't really know. I just gotta learn
Just
their
the vocab.
Yeah, I gotta learn their
terminology and shit.
I gotta learn their methods because obviously, like, I would say I'm somebody that lives this. I would say I live, breathe fitness. I've done it over 10 years now.
Plenty of experience.
Started since I was 15. I'm 27. I've been exercising for 12 years. Pretty seriously too, because I started working with Bear. Bear's pretty knowledgeable about this shit. He lives, eats, breathes it, you know. So
I think you have a great baseline.
I just think, yeah, and especially with the science background, I literally live this. Like, I think it would be pretty solid, but again, just gotta do it their way, you know.
Yeah.
Just to have the accolade, you know. But let's just do chapter 10, and then we'll call it. Which is supplementation.
Sups.
Interesting. I wonder what they ask about that. So dietary supplements, FDA is a bunch of hoopla. Not a conspiracy. It's literally true. I think the FDA put out like a list of like healthiest foods, and they put red meat below like cereals. How the fuck does that make sense?
Yeah, that's wild.
Like what?
That's wild.
Like legit straight protein better for you than sugary cereals, like or worse for you? Like how does that make any sense?
Frosted Flakes, a lot better.
Don't get me wrong, I love cereal, but like it's just clearly that's crazy talk. Tim talks about how all the how many milligrams you should get of all these nutrients and minerals. That's pretty interesting. Recommended daily values of macronutrients. They base everything off of a regular 2,000 calorie diet. You should get a daily value of 50 grams of protein, but 78 grams of fat, 275 grams of carbs. Jesus Christ. That's crazy. Usually, everyone says you should get a gram per pound of body weight for protein. So if you weigh 150, you should be eating around 150. You know what I mean? To maintain good muscle and grow muscle.
I guess NASM doesn't say it.
That's pretty. Like, that's 50 is low. You know what I mean? Like you get legit 50 grams in like one protein shake, probably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's crazy. Oh, they talk about creatine. Creatine is not known to cause toxicity effects, but also poses no greater benefit when used in greater than recommended doses. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people say like they'll take like the recommended dose is just 5 milligrams or 5 grams. Is it milligrams? I forget exactly how it goes. But you know, and some people will like say, "Oh, do the load phase. Start off with like doing a lot the first week and then taper off or whatever."
Yeah.
But I think that is true that the studies all say that there's no greater benefit when you use more than the recommended dose. If you just do the recommended dose, you receive all the benefits.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't need to do more, you know. Don't need to be doing the most. But yeah, creatine is one of those supplements that is like crazy beneficial for you. Not only just for your physical, but they even have said that it's best. It's even more helpful when you're sleep deprived. It helps the mind, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Vitamins and minerals. Minerals are available as well for those who have identified specific needs.
Yeah. What is a mineral?
I know. What is it?
We were asking that.
Group of organic compounds required in small quantities in the diet to support growth and metabolic processes. Maybe a little more specific would be nice, but minerals. Here we go. Inorganic natural substances, some of which are essential in human nutrition. There are 2 kinds of minerals, aka macro minerals and trace minerals. Oh, major minerals, also known as macro minerals, and then trace minerals. Interesting.
People with vitamin D deficiency often include those with lactose intolerance, dairy allergies, irritable bowel syndrome, and other conditions causing malabsorption. So, what does that mean? We just got to get some sunlight, brother.
Get some sunlight. That's all. Gives
Inadequate
everyone life.
vitamin D status may produce rickets, weak bones, increased risk of bone fracture, and osteoporosis. So yeah, you got to drink your milk and get some sunlight.
Need that.
That is so crazy that those are like the two most common ways to get vitamin D. Sunlight and milk. How crazy.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense, though.
Yeah, it's just a
Sunlight should be like the easiest to get any vitamin, I feel like.
Yeah, I think whenever you sit in the sun, you feel like you're bathing, right? You feel like you're just absorbing, you know?
Yeah.
You feel like you're charging up
Yes.
like Superman. Yeah, you feel like you're fucking Goku.
Sucking in the rays.
The suckage. Scurvy. Vitamin C helps prevent scurvy. You can get more anemic if you have a vitamin B6 deficiency. Interesting, did not know that. Folate deficiency can also cause anemia, but it is primarily associated with neural tube defects in newborns, such as spina bifida. Spina bifida. That's what it is. I couldn't fucking say it. But I learned about that. That shit. I learned that in anatomy. It's like so sad.
Really?
The fucking you just your spine like didn't grow properly, so your like brain is like overdeveloped. I'll show you a picture. It's fucking sad. Spina bifida. Oh, this is what it is. It grows a growth. Their spine or their neural tube grows a growth outside of their back. That's what it is. I forgot about that. Ugh.
Damn.
See how the spinal cord goes like out and in?
Oh, shit.
It comes out of the fucking spine.
That's no good.
I mean, I bet there's got to be some surgery for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's some.
Hopefully.
I don't want to really look at the real one, but it's kind of interesting to see. That's so sad. Fuck. Because those kids can't help it, you know?
Right. Nothing you can do. Nothing anyone can do.
Children, yeah, that's so sad. Child cancer, like, why does that even exist? Why is that even a thing?
Up.
Hemochromatosis is a disease in which the body absorbs too much iron. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder how in deep they get with these, like, vitamin, like, nutrient deficiency questions. Phosphagen, a high-energy molecule that releases energy when its bonds are broken. Creatine monohydrate, most common and likely most effective form of creatine available as a dietary supplement. Adrenaline, hormone also known as epinephrine, that excites bodily processes, increasing alertness and cell metabolism.
Wow.
So if you have high adrenaline, does that mean your metabolism is spiked? Like you'd probably... Would you say you have a fast metabolism?
Me?
Yeah.
I would say it's pretty average.
would you say that you have high adrenaline?
I don't know. I kind of took that as the adrenaline. When you have adrenaline, your metabolism speeds up.
Not the other way around. Yeah. I guess that makes sense. True. Anabolic steroids are another class of ergogenic aids. These steroids are derived from a hormone precursor, usually testosterone, and are used primarily for increasing muscle mass and strength and loss of body fat. I like that it talks about sleep and the importance of sleep. Sleep is necessary, and when done right, it replenishes energy stores depleted from exercise and physical activity. Yeah, sleep is like a performance enhancer. Like if we didn't need it to survive, it would literally be stronger than steroids because it's so useful and helps you rest and recover.
Yeah, it's gotta be the most efficient way to recover.
Yeah, it's probably the best way to heal. You know what I mean? It's just rest. Yeah, like I like listening to when Rogan has like sleep doctors on his pod because they just fucking teach you so much shit about how important sleep is, and we as a society and culturally have always said like, "Oh, I'll sleep when I'm dead."
Yeah.
And that's like crazy mentality when you're literally it's the most important thing for you.
Yeah.
Fitness assessment, use heart rates, blood pressure. The vagus nerve on the neck.
The vagus.
Shout out vagus. They do repeat a lot of the similar ideas in this, but I guess it's probably builds off of everything, you know. But I don't need to know the risks from waist circumference measurements because that would be OD specific. Oh, skin fold measurements. Here we go. That was a question that came up, right?
Yeah.
Standardized skin fold sites. Triceps, biceps, chest, men. All right, so triceps, biceps. Chest is different for men and women. Abdomen, mid-axillary. What the fuck is the mid-axillary? Xiphoid process. No idea what that is. Oh, below the nipple line. Subscapular. Suprailiac. Hip bone. Thigh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So usually you use 8 spots, it seems. It's a pretty accurate way of testing your body fat. It's not the gold standard, I don't believe, but I think the gold standard is like a DEXA scan. But Jackson and Pollock's 7-site protocol. Interesting. 2 people that came up with that. That's interesting. Abdomen, super iliac thigh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Was it 7? Or was that 8? Oh, they don't do biceps on that one. Okay, so they don't count the biceps. The 4-site Durnan-Wormersley protocol. Biceps, triceps, subscapular, and superiliac on men. Women, biceps, triceps, subscapular, and superiliac. I thought it didn't use the superiliac when we did the ChatGPT question, but whatever. Bioelectrical impedance analysis. A body composition assessment technique that estimates body fat percentage by measuring the resistance to the flow of electricity to the flow of electrical currents introduced into the body. Those are always interesting. They're not very accurate, they say, though. Hydrostatic underwater weighing, I guess, is very accurate, surprisingly, because it's like a submersion. So they like subtract you enter the water. They, I guess, like, they know what the water is like with you outside of it, and then they add it with you in it. And I guess it's like they use Archimedes' principle. Ooh. The assumption stating that the volume of fluid displaced is equivalent to the volume of an object fully immersed in that fluid, or to the specific fraction of the volume below the surface. Archimedes' principle. I feel like I learned about that shit. So it's just the volume of fluid displaced when an object is fully immersed. Pretty impressive. Archimedes, when was he alive?
Way back.
Yeah, that's some fucking Da Vinci type shit. Mitochondria. The YMCA 3-minute step test is a cardiorespiratory assessment that assesses the aerobic fitness of deconditioned clients by having them complete 3 minutes of continuous stepping on and off a 12-inch box. Okay. The step test. You get stepping. The Rockport Walk Test is a 1-mile walking test that predicts maximum oxygen consumption from either a timed performance or heart rate response. That's only 1 mile. Interesting. The 1.5-mile run test is a cardiorespiratory assessment that can be used to measure a client's aerobic endurance. The ventilatory threshold test is an incremental test performed on any device, treadmill, bicycle, etc., that gradually progresses in intensity level and relies on the interpretation of the way a person talks to determine a specific event at which the body's metabolism undergoes a significant change. So it's like, how well can you talk when you're grinding, maybe? But it says it's an equal mix of how well your body uses an equal mix of carbs and fat as fuel sources. Steady state heart rate, any stage at which the physiological response of heart rate from the cardiovascular system becomes relatively constant in relation to the amount of work being performed. The heart rate response matches the level of work being performed. The talk test. Here we go. Anaerobic test that measures the participant's ability to talk or hold a conversation during activity at various intensity levels. The ventilatory threshold 2, talk test measurement that measures the level at which the body can work at its highest sustainable steady state intensity for more than a few minutes. Anaerobic energy system. So anaerobic is without oxygen, right? So anaerobic energy systems are energy systems used to perform work in which glycogen is converted to glucose and oxygen is insufficient to break down pyruvate and create adenosine triphosphate. So yeah, it's a lack of oxygen. So you're just relying solely on glucose and ATP production. I do like the little chapter reviews. I have to read those. What? That's chapter 11. Fuck it.
Like I said, you know everything in this book. You're reciting it word for word.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. How many pages are there? Like 1,000? That's a relatively short book if you think about it. Definition.
for
Oh,
the
they got a
kid.
glossary. Probably without the glossary, it's probably, yeah, it's less than 100 pages. So that's not too bad. Huh. I thought this was pretty productive, TP. Pretty good shit.
I think
Fucking
I think
Lo-Fi
we-
Girl got us through it.
not even that we learned anything. We were just reminded of things.
You gotta just be reminded of things. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. What do you think about doing? What should we do here? I'm trying to listen to Isaiah Rashad. I love Lo-Fi Girl, but I'm trying to listen to some Isaiah Rashad right now and smoke a J.
Yeah. Let's put them on. Put them on.
Fucking.
Put me on. Shout out.
Yeah, I think once we take the non-proctored text, we'll have a good,
Good idea of where we stand.
for sure, yeah. And you're allowed 3 chances at that. So I think we should be just fine.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments what like we
what's
said
some
before.
tips and tricks that help
Tips
us.
and tricks. Maybe words of encouragement for the bice. Let us know. We appreciate any feedback.
Hell yeah.
Any and all feedback.
Where'd you get this tampon?
That yampon.
What a G.
Mm. This was a recommended song, by the way. If people were wondering.
Must add to the playlist.
Must add.
Some dollars for your bills, dog. Hey. Ashtray funded by the GOAT.
Ashtray straight from Portugal.
Straight from Portugal.
Authentic. Please.
What was
Please.
mine? So I just had to ask.
Of
We got
course.
some studying in today. We're about to crush this shit. We're gonna be the best personal trainers that ever lived.
We don't even have to study.
We really don't.
He recited the whole back, front to back. So.
I mean, we did a practice test. We felt pretty good about it. I mean, well, we've just been in fitness for so long, just
It's
like us
just-
physically.
It's just common
exercising.
knowledge at this point.
Yeah, us
For
physically
real.
been in it for a minute. I have a biology background where I've studied all this for years.
Biology major.
Yeah, so it's just,
You know what you're talking
it's
about.
just me. You know what I mean? This is what I do. We were just talking about people that will really live it. I think are more valuable than people that don't really live it. You know what I'm saying?
Experience over degrees.
Someone that lives that shit. It's all good.
Oh, Gucci.
What the frick did? Because they expect this.
The stars speak. I like this spot a lot in the song.
Rain come on through the east side, shake no.
Rain coming down. I figured. Love that part of the song. That like bridge is so good. Dude, TDE. What water are they drinking? We gotta get some of that.
Can you almost guarantee it's Crystal Geyser, our sponsor? Thank you. Big shout outs to you guys.
I don't know. I think they really live the music life. These guys.
They get it how they live it.
Yeah, I think they've always been real about it.
Yeah. Combine that with great talent, great environment to make music because they probably bounce ideas off each other.
Yeah, I just wondered, like, how do they find notes? It seems like they're all boys before they really got into it. You know what I mean?
Sounds about right.
What other songs you feeling, T-Back? What are you thinking? Every single day. Oh, let me play you this song by Notion. I love this song. Let me know what you think.
You should is a banger as well. Is a banger as well. Shout out the Incarnate with the EDM shit.
Yeah, he's one of those first guys to really do that. You know what I mean? Like, mix the hardcore, rage screamo with the electronic shit.
EDM, that shit is crazy.
Dude, Brothers Deli, R.I.P. Officially
Are they closing or new ownership?
closing, gone forever.
What are they gonna put there?
Apartments.
Yo, for real, bro. R.I.P. to Brothers Belly.
I love DJs, dude, that fucking go hard like this.
This shit is motherfucking fire out.
Dude, there's like very minimum lyrics in this, but the fucking beat is what you come for, you know?
The beat goes stupid idiotic, stupid idiotic, stupid idiotic, dumb stupid idiotic, body.
Tell me I play this at a wedding. You know, getting on the dance floor. After you had a couple bottles of Sauvignon Blanc in you.
Right. You can't tell me you're not dancing after this shit. Shmeen, jelly bean.
Let me show you what other song I've been bumping a lot of recently. Now, what's funny about this is a lot of people have been seeing this song on TikTok. My sister was showing me the song. I've known this song for so long. It's by this DJ named Sam Geltry. I don't know how to pronounce it, but he is lit. This song goes so crazy. And this like is a sick producer. He makes like plenty of sick beats. I first thought about this guy because I saw a clip on Twitter of him performing in a club in New York where he performed the song. And as soon as the beat drops, the whole place went rowdy as fuck. It was so sick. How do you feel about EDM music, TB?
I like EDM, you know, it's electronic dance music, right? That's what it stands for,
That's what it
you
stands
know.
for, yeah.
It definitely
It's
gets
mainly like made from like a computer. You know what I mean?
right, computer generated electronically. It
Yeah.
vibrates through your bones and shimmies up.
It's very
your
high energy.
limbs,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah.
And I like when
I
artists
love it.
like
And when it's a good, like, nothing hits better than like a good EDM song, you know?
for sure. I like when artists will hop on an EDM beat too. Sometimes they'll switch it up, do something completely different. It's like Kid Cudi actually.
It's like Mac Miller,
Mac Miller has plenty of those.
the one we said today.
Yeah.
What was it called?
One last thing,
One Last Thing.
but one that like shows it off is what Kid Cudi just did. He had an Insano, his most recent album called Insano. He did like a normal version and then a deluxe version. And do you feel the same? The song's called Electro Wave Baby. This is the one. This is the original one.
Oh yeah, this shit is heat. It's almost like reggae.
Yeah, right. It's a little funky. Yeah, I love this version. Don't get me wrong. I do. I'm a Cudi fan, so I do love this song.
Oh, so there's an EDM remix.
There's an EDM remix that goes
Tie.
Harder than this?
You know Pursuit of Happiness by Kid Cudi? It's
Yes.
just a normal song, and then he made the EDM version of Pursuit of Happiness. It's
Did he
like
make that?
him and Steve Aoki did.
Okay.
Shout out Steve Aoki, which, funny enough, actually Steve Aoki also did this one. I was going to say this one's on par with that one. And Pursuit of Happiness is like
Just
the best
banger.
party song of all time. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Schoolboy Q fucking made a banger song using a fucking sample of that song. But yeah, this one's a little slower, right? A little vibey, reggae, like you said. Some reggaeton.
Rigatoni.
With you taking all control. First, I look at you go. Na, na, na. Now, do you want to listen to the?
Yeah. EDM version.
Oh, dude, you're not ready.
Mm.
You want to kill this guy? You're good.
You killed that guy. Oh, this is hitting crazy already.
I was like the fast-paced version of this shit. With you taking all control. You're a star, look at you go.
Shit's heat.
You not ready, TB?
This is a banger.
Dude, I would mosh in a fucking pit to this song. I'd go crazy.
Yes. Mosh pit will go crazy for this.
God damn, dude. I love music. I fucking hate music.
Mm-hmm.
What what else were you thinking of?
Oh, we still gotta listen to Notion.
Oh, you want to do The Days?
The
Dude, fucking the pound. That sounds euphemistic, but the pounding of the fucking beat is crazy.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. This shit just hits.
We all listen to that Suicide Boy song. I don't know if I've shown you this one. This one's crazy. I think it's one of the refillable ones.
Could be. Fancy schmancy type shit.
This one's refillable too. Are they all refillable? No, so they wouldn't be.
I think it might be, to be honest. I don't know though.
I'm just a
I've
bot.
never done it.
Yeah, just buy new ones.
Right. Too much, too much. Beat drop. Beat drop. Go crazy. All right. 1,000 blunts. Let's go. Is it the other way?
Yeah, I mean, see what they got lyrics.
You gonna go? You gonna go? Don't think about it too much, too much. You gonna pick up? You gonna go? Don't think about it too much, too much. About it too much, too much. About it too much.
Jesus Christ.
Too much, too much. You gonna pick up? You gonna go? Think about it too much, too much.
Fruit flies, goddamn.
Wine and drink it, hey, yeah. This shit is a banger. Certified banger, banger. See, won't you know?
Yeah, that shit's tough. I love this type of shit.
This one's like a crazy beat that samples a song that goes out.
Beat is tough.
I mean, you don't sound like you're in the fucking Batmobile right now, ready to do fucking battle. When you listen to this shit right here. That's a fucking bar. Watch me raise the fucking dead X amount of show.
Bars.
Let's look, I'm doing time, I'm exhausted, lost it, just one line, hands top with God all the time, yeah, I'm haunted, haunted, keep on, it's like I'm doing time, I'm exhausted, lost it, just one line, hands top with God all the time. Dude, that is some fucking.
That's a bang.
That's just like peak rap. Like
Huge
I don't know
fan.
how much harder can you rap
Huge fit.
on a crazy beat like that?
Yeah.
You know, that's why like Suicide Boys are slept on, dude. They're fucking nice. I gotta listen to more of them. They're fucking nice with it. Is she really saying haunted? I guess that would make sense, right? I wonder what Bolat means. How the fuck did they find this song?
It's a sample. That's dope.
Crazy sample, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, we know Money Trees is one of the best ones to do that shit. Schoolboy Q's Man of the Year, one of the best to sample a song.
Kanye does it all the time.
So many do.
Everyone does. It's dope. I like it though.
I
Paying
think
homage.
it's sick. Yeah. I'm trying to think.
I always love a good sample.
Hell yeah. What's something like going?
Wait for you.
Is that Future?
I will wait. Yeah.
That's a good sample. Fuck.
Pick one. Pick one to dance it out to.
Let's dance it
What
out.
do we want to leave the people with? You have
See
one
let's see
shot.
what's in the queue real quick, actually. Nothing in the queue. Sick. And you know what we're going with.
Too many good ones. All time.
We already know the question. The question's an amazing song. That's a good one. But the song is a fun song.
This one's dope. Yeah. So while we play it out, Imagination by Foster the People. What do you want to leave the people? How do you want to foster these people? If you want something, go get it. Start studying.
I think my biggest thing recently is I'm sick of people having no fucking integrity and no character. Of people not sticking to their fucking morals and their ethics and not
have
being
some
able to
ethics.
fucking
Have a backbone with it.
just like be able to call a spade, know right from wrong.
Yes.
And like know and be aware when you're acting like a little bitch. And like I can't believe some people are completely unaware
Gotta
to
be
like
self-aware.
yeah, just a lack of self-awareness, thinking that they're always right. I had to do what I had to do. Like all that bullshit is literally for the fucking birds.
For the birds.
Like,
Tweedledee.
literally.
Tweedledee.
Fucking for the birds. I just think you gotta be able to stand on morals and ethics and stop protecting your fucking ego, because ego's fucking retarded and stupid.
Ego's fake.
It's literally fake. It's not even real. You really give that much of a fuck about what others think. It's crazy talk to me. I don't know. That's been on my mind a
Just
lot
be
recently.
you, man. Just be you.
Just fucking forget about the image. Just do fucking right. I just
do,
when I
do
just
good
see
always.
when I just see people that I know are good people and can be good people, and they just do the opposite of that, is just what I think is the most annoying.
Yeah.
You see potential in people, but they choose the wrong path. Like, and die on that hill. Like, why would you ever die on this hill? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, I just see it everywhere. I see it in everything, and it's tough because it's like I want to be the most charitable version of me. It's a big thing I'm on recently. Is just I want to be as charitable as possible, even though I know it's
Hell yeah.
naive, and I get it. Like, but I just try to look at why do people do what they do from their perspective, and be charitable with it. So I hope the best for people, but a lot of people just let me down. When I see it in ways, I just know I can't be around. That's an energy vampire. I can't be around that motherfucker.
Yeah,
I want to
mean,
be. Problem is, I want to be. I like these people, but
You want to stay around
I can't see
people
it. I
that
can't.
bring you up rather than bring you down.
I just can't see it happen. I just can't see the self destruction. It's just not something I want to be a part of because I know I
Can't
can
have
see
that.
you stack wins and you stack losses. It's how it goes in life.
Yeah.
So if I can just see you doing the shitty thing, especially when you're at an older age, especially when your brain's fully developed, especially when you're a grown ass fucking adult and you're acting like a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
I gotta get out of there. I can't.
Hit the hills.
You have to. I just can't fuck with those people anymore. It's not good for me.
Right.
It's real. That's all I'm thinking about recently is just
Gotta stay focused.
I'm trying to stack wins. I'm trying to fucking win in this game, and you can't win by being negative. It's literally impossible.
You
And
need positivity.
you gotta fucking I don't know. I'm uninterested.
I love it. I love the message though.
I'm uninterested in doing things that don't progress me. I'm fully invested in the pursuit of greatness and being 1% better than I was yesterday.
1% better every day.
That's all it is.
You
Just
will
stacking
always
wins.
improve.
I'm just trying to stack
wins.
Do what's good. Do what's right. That's my imagination.
I love it. Give me some. Give me some.
All right,
Live
bet.
band.
Let's get out of here.
Thank you guys.
Live band.
We appreciate you guys.